Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland, with another Propagandacast for you, my wondrous viewers. We are going to be watching a 1 vs 1 on Langres. Right, here's the day before next week where the alpha stress test begins. There shall be some details for you on how to actually get into it. Perhaps I might be able to sort of inform you further on how to do so in the Monday novice fight tomorrow, so be sure to pay attention. Certainly pay attention generally tomorrow to everything, and of course be sure to provide links, hopefully, before I go off playing it myself. Anyways, we are seeing two pioneers up, Grenadiers on survey, engineers heading right and south. Rifleman on the way, probably most likely from here, not going to be a G, at least that was what I figure. Volkskriegs out here, MartinLewisCocktail fighting for the Wehrmacht, fighting for the 326th Infantry Division, opposing him being Scandinavicthreat of the 3rd Armoured Division. Points are being secured, a bit of a right-left spread from the Wehrmacht. Bike second out to support the Volkskriegs, perhaps do a bit of reconnaissance, harassment, who knows. In the meanwhile, we are seeing the riflemen out here, heading westwards. Could be they are bound on a route of securing the fuel, at least denying it to the Wehrmacht. Well, the Volkskriegs here take up the fuel munitions right next to the base. So we'll of course see how this actually evolves. In the meanwhile, Scandinavicthreat's engineers are rather heavily focusing on the east. So and there we go, the bike is out on a patrol, riding along, cruising the highways, and spotting some riflemen. Immediately opening up with the MG before pulling away. Volkskriegs is not reacting to this, interestingly enough. MG out, has the 3rd unit. Engineers securing there, 2nd squad of riflemen out. And going immediately for the victory point. Pretty bold play by the American player within the first few minutes. Wiring off a bit there, pioneers moving up there. Bike moving in, forcing the riflemen to stop. For a bit of wire there, although a bit late. And the pioneers are suddenly finding themselves under quite a bit of fire and are thus being pushed off. And there we go. The MG42 is out for MartinLewisCocktail, logging along that heavy machine gun and its tripod mount. They are moving with some MP40s and lots of ammunition. Fuel being secured right there. Rifleman heading westwards, wiring off there. Bike leading the way for the MG, ensuring the MG does not fall into any sort of nasty ambush. But we are seeing the rifleman going straight for the fuel point here as well. Lots of early, rather aggressive harassment by the American player, probably forcing MartinLewisCocktail to react a bit and certainly putting him a bit off guard. Catching me off guard anyways. We are seeing a sniper out full reach, in fact going for every unit in the Wehrmacht quarters, by the looks of it. Probably even going from left to right, actually. That's a pretty interesting build order. I'll just build everything there is in the Wehrmacht quarters once. Left to right. I'm a genius. Rifleman under a bit of fire, though. Rifleman moving in here. Pioneers coming under fire. Pioneers here doing alright. A bit caught in, though, Mr. Wehrmacht. MG switching, but again, we are seeing rifleman presence in the left-hand side. Of course, the Wehrmacht player will soon have to decide where to put his focus, but at the same time, in this sort of thing, also rather limits how much he can actually hold. I mean, he doesn't actually have a lot of bodies, he doesn't have a lot of force to actually project on the field, so he's going to be having a much more constrained force that can't do that much. He might, of course, want some more Volksgrenadiers, and the Volksgrenadiers then, in fact, found themselves pushed off. Rather than here getting sniped as they're moving ever closer to the base. Lots of resources being floated. Bike getting repaired. Rifleman pushed away slowly. Come on, don't float resources, MartinLewisCocktail. Don't float resources. Why getting cut there? Rather getting aggressive play. 2nd squad of Volkskriegs on the way. That's good, although I think he should have had that earlier. Engineers moving in there. Could though become targets for the sniper. And there we go. Another man bites the dust. The sniper gets off a few more kills with his Gewehr 43 scoped. Meanwhile, lighter engagement over here, although the MG42 could risk of exposed flank. Rifleman now getting sniped. The sniper certainly having a fun day sniping things. Another squad of Volksgunners out. Flamethrower engineers pushing in, trying to hit the flank of the MG42, but Volksgunners are moving in. And there's, of course, all to the back. And there we go, the MG42 quickly turns back. No, we're seeing another flank by the Rifleman. This could rather turn nastily. The Volksgunners need to support this. The MG42 ends up getting pushed away. Not good, not good. Another push by Scandinavicthreat. Scandinavicthreat, whatever. Volksgunners opening up on the Rifleman. Pushing in here as well. Bike and Sniper. Volksgunners moving in. MG42 needs to pull up. And we are seeing the skirmish phase on the way. Bike damaged. The engine, in fact, quite nasty. And there we go. A flamethrower burst. Lights to fuel on fire. And meanwhile, the Riflemen continue up here. Not really a solid start for the Wehrmacht player. Lots of pressure everywhere.
I'm ready for the hunt.
And also losing victory points. Mine going down there. Volksgunners might want to do something. Generally, though, Scandinavicthreat generally wants to do something. He's not really having the best sort of initial force projection, which again has rather allowed Scandinavicthreat to sort of run around corners with them, supply it up. So he's probably going straight for the vehicles. And in fact, he's only got 3 Riflemen scored, so it rather looks like he might actually be pulling off a sort of armoured car rush. Or even an armoured rush if he so desires. No, we are seeing a tank depot, so he's in fact rushing for armour. I mean, he's only got 3 squads of Riflemen, from what I can tell, though of course I could be sincerely wrong. Which again rather means he's saving up for the tank depot, and so to a larger extent, MartinLewisCocktail sort of deployment, where he's sort of handling the fight so far, has rather allowed it. Particularly the lack of infantry in the beginning. But we do see MartinLewisCocktail returning with quite a few mines, creating a very thin mine belt here on the right side of the MG, pushing up the centre. Rifleman engineers getting sniped. 9 kills already on the sniper though, so it's not like MartinLewisCocktail isn't doing any damage at all to the Americans. But he will soon feel the wrath of the 3rd Armoured, which did itself throughout the Western campaign suffer quite brutally. It suffered a 300% loss just in tanks. And in terms of tank crews, the losses were well, for the infantry, I think just for the crews actually, the losses were probably something around 900%. So that was a division that took quite a beating throughout the war. We also note here again, sort of part of the whole armoured rush, he is going for a observation post as well. So again, Scandinavicthreat is clearly got one thing in mind, and it's not candy. It's Sherman. Volksgunners here trying to wire off here nicely, but the Riflemen are pushing in, catching the Volksgunners out in the open. Mine goes off here, mutilating quite a few Riflemen engineers, pushing up here, getting suppressed. Bunker going down, probably going to be a medic bunker, and I imagine MartinLewisCocktail is quite unaware of what's going on. He knows something is coming, something armoured, something vehicular, so he is going for the pack, but he's probably not expecting a Sherman rush. I mean, this is really going all in for Scandinavicthreat. And it could be any minute he begins building that Sherman. Any minute now. Riflemen a bit under fire here, although they do have the crater created by the mine to provide them a light amount of protection. It's not going to help them much in the longer run. Come on, do something. Just bits of tank floating in the wind. Oh, there we go. Within 9 minutes, on the 9-minute mark, in fact, he begins setting about building a tank. Veterans 1 up for MartinLewisCocktail's infantry. The 326 clearly not aware what's going to come at them. And there we go. Quickly run off. Bunker up. Defensive doctrine chosen. Engineers pushing in. Volksgunners catch on fire. Helmut rather finding out that drinking too much schnapps makes him flammable. I'm guessing a Grenadier squad coming out. That will probably help quite a bit. Snipers moving over to the right-hand side to contain things there. Flamethrower pioneers meet their Flammenwerfer. Flamethrower coming into the house. Quickly get sniped though. Hank should not have peeked out the window, and nor should Lewis. And we are seeing the Sherman moving in, and Pack open top gets off a nice shot, and at the 10-minute mark, I mean that's pretty damn quick. We do see Sherman out for Scandinavicthreat. So clearly a rather aggressive Sherman rush right there. Rather here are coming under tense fire from the Volksguns and are quickly sent home. The Sherman quickly shift to try and hit another flank. And quickly falls upon the Pioneers. Ooh, not quite getting them though. Before pulling back again right from here. Getting shot up and sets off a mine. Only one man makes it out of there alive. But already here we are seeing the sort of main point of effort for MartinLewisCocktail. With a bunker with the pack and the MG42. And we are seeing, of course, lots of harassment from Scandinavicthreat, who has gone armoured to sort of support his armoured push. Rather than moving up the right-hand side, we could... I mean, when you have Shermans out, you definitely tend to be better off with 2 packs to sort of help take them down. Plus, I mean, with this sort of focus, which of course is good, I mean, Scandinavicthreat is probably going to get more than 1 Sherman, in which case, again, you are going to need more than 1 pack. Rather than getting sniped here and getting run off.
Losing a sector.
The Grenadiers, slightly more veteran troops than the 326th, which did have a bit of a mix of equipment. I believe they had some Russian and Czechoslovakian artillery, in fact. And there's in fact 1 infantry division, which actually had some heavy anti-tank guns than they were supposed to have. I mean, they had the Pak 43, which is basically the same gun as the King Tiger or the Yak Panther, or the Elephant, which is in company views too. Lots of new things in company heroes too, including the Stuka, an actual Stuka, not the one Sufus. Flame Rangers moving in, Sherman moving in, Pack again. Also, reason why we want to be careful again, and I mean, the Pack is not really the sort of good weapon to sort of react to sort of continued threats. First one's getting blasted, and some Pioneers getting murdered up here, and their bodies are left in the bushes.
Forces are taking casualties.
Volksman is taking losses, and looks like he actually suffered a loss. Engineers went down. Grenadiers here coming under fire, attack from Riflemen, but they are veterans who won, and they are Grenadiers. They are in light cover already. Riflemen are quickly dropping. As expert marksmanship from the Grenadiers take them down to 3 men now. Quickly going south for them. Pack trying to see if it can't get the Sherman, and the Riflemen suffered quite gravely there. And the Grenadiers did not lose a single man, except Heinz, who did suffer a slightly bruised thumb. He got jammed in the reload. Oh, quit crying, Heinz. Anyways, Sherman moving up. Volksguns is coming under fire. And there we go, pushing in against Grenadiers now. They are caught a bit more now. We are seeing Panzerix up, of course. He is going heavy on the anti-tank weapons. And we do see the Grenadiers getting run off. And there you go, 2nd Sherman under fire, but at the same time, Fractional, I mean, Scandinavicthreat is repairing it. I believe it is Fractional who sent it in, though. Not sure I played under this name. Medics moving up to secure the wounded, though they might get shot. And in particular now, of course, things are a bit rough for MartinLewisCocktail, who again, he can't really deal with 2 Shermans at the moment. And he lost a squad. I mean, he's clearly now got too much to manage, and it's causing him quite some issues. He needs a 2nd pack. Another Panzerabwehrkanone, which in Company Heroes 2 will be replaced with the Pak 40, which was a bit more sensible for the time period of 1944. Pak 38 already there, being rather obsolete, but still used by some units because they couldn't get anything else. But largely it was the Pak 40. And for some of the bigger units, they would get the Pak 43, which again was very, very nasty. And we do also see an observation post up for MartinLewisCocktail, but on the munitions instead. Interesting. Grenadiers moving in with a Panzerix, hoping to get the Sherman. But they are taking losses. Rather than getting sniped. We do see again the Pack sort of forced to run back and forth. The crew definitely getting quite a bit of exercise out of this, although they might also get a hernia. rather than on the run. MG firing, Grenadiers firing, Sniper could also be firing, but it looks like they make it out of there. Rather than outside the building, getting shot at by the Grenadiers, and Roger gets absolutely pummeled to death as a Panzerschreck rocket does not detonate, sort of, but still knocks all the air out of him, plus a few other things.
Krauts are grabbing our territory,
which shall not be mentioned. But we are finally seeing a second anti-tank gun out for the Germans, for the Krauts, for the 326th, to try and delay the armoured rush of the 3rd Armoured and Scandinavicthreat. He also has one supplied up. That is also good. He could consider getting a 3rd Sherman, in which case he could probably sort of overrun any of these anti-tank guns. Sherman here, though, taking quite a few shots. Need to be careful. Get moving, get moving. Damaged engine. What are you doing? Oh, misses. But we are seeing the Grenadiers moving in with a Panzerschreck. Up here, the engineers are burning out the Krauts. Down to 1 man, and they die and leave behind a Panzerschreck. Sherman moves up here, forces away the full scores, but comes under fire from another pack. We do see the Grenadiers closing in. Allied war machine. Oh! And we do see it pop up. Oh, he was hoping to get a fresh Sherman out of that, but instead we got a destroyed engine. It's not going to be going anywhere, so he's just pulling out and waiting for this to get wrecked. Or well, for this to wear off before he wrecks it. At the same time, Flamethrower is pushing in. The pack is getting quite overwhelmed. And again, sometimes you just have to destroy it. Otherwise, again, you risk losing something yourself. In this case, just waiting for something to happen wasn't worth it here, because again, he lost a pack. And the crew was turned into some rather crispy critters. Sherman slowly trying to drag his way out of there. The gunner rather worrying if his backside might not get awfully burnt. Further pushing up here, Fulton's rushing in, engineers pushed out. Panzerschreck still lying around and getting into that again. I mean, they could just basically move in. And there we go. The engineers finally arrived. Salvation seemed in sight. And then Heinz, Helmut and Franz casually moved up into the house and fired off a Panzerschreck, finishing off the job. And a crocodile? I would have figured another Sherman perhaps, but God be with him. Let's speed things up a bit while both sides are sort of lining up. I mean, certainly MartinLewisCocktail is the more passive one, since he's gone defensive. And he's certainly also taking a beating, so he's probably just been build up his forces while Scandinavicthreat is lining up for another assault. And there we go, cancelling the crocodile instead, going straight for the Sherman. It's a regular one anyways. And of course note, it wasn't actually called the crocodile, it was called the Zippo. But again, that might also lead to some problems with copyrights. And of course, Zippo is rather copyrighted. So I imagine that could actually be the reason why it actually went for crocodile, since that's not your exactly copyrighted naming. Engineers getting sniped. MG setting up. And stopping the riflemen quite nicely. Second Sherman out. Pack getting toasted. Grenadiers holding out there.
Casualties.
It looks like a squad went down of something. Not entirely sure what. There could have been some engineers. And we are seeing a Panzer command now going up for MartinLewisCocktail, apparently holding in some support from a nearby Panzer unit. Sherman rushes ahead. There's nothing to stop it at the moment. But there we go. Pack over top. And the Sherman is quickly sent back. And we are seeing a supply upgrade up for Scandinavicthreat. That is good. Rifleman in there. Sniper continues to just kill. 29 kills. My goodness. He's really getting off for quite a few kills. And grenade here. Rifleman fighting versus the Grenadiers. A Sherman is arriving to support with 9 kills already. Grenadiers taking kills. V21 for the Sherman.
Enemy unit.
And oh no! Grenadier squad went down for MartinLewisCocktail. And a Panzerschreck was left behind, but Scandinavicthreat is not picking up. Pack getting overrun. The entire western flank is collapsing again. German over here getting Panzerschreck. Pack trying to deal with it. This is looking horrible. Pack decrewed. Grenadiers here getting blasted. Pack just needs to fire, or is it trying to move in close enough to sort of ensure the Sherman can't escape? Didn't help. Oh no, he lost another Grenadier squad. He's got no Grenadiers left. He's got one squad of false Grenadiers left with MP40s. This is looking awful for the 326th. No one seems to have picked up that Panzerschreck. And what do they... Another replacement squad on the way. He's probably going to need a few more. But I'm getting sniped. MG containing what they can on the west. Oh, we could see a rifle squad down for There we go. Rifle squad gone. But the Volksgrenadiers find themselves getting rushed. And the riflemen pick up the Panzerschreck. This one has still not been picked up. Could it be that Scandinavicthreat is just being nice to MartinLewisCocktail? I'm not sure. Sherman though getting blasted. Pioneers also getting blasted into the dirt in return. And he's stealing a pack. He's stealing an anti-tank gun away from the Germans. Cheeky sod. Although now we see the Grenadiers getting assaulted by flamethrowers. Lots of points. And, well, basically, so far the only real uses he's seen out of defensive has been, well, basically reinforcing from the bunker. And there we go. And we are seeing a Calliope out. Rockets are blasting up the ground. And he lost the Grenadier squad. He lost the Grenadier squad. Oh no, he just loses Grenadiers constantly. Heavy losses for the Germans.
Where do you want us?
And another pack on the way. This is not looking good. Quite the opposite. This one still hasn't been picked up, though.
Sniper König here.
And another Grenadier squad on the way. Let's just read things out again. Bit of sniping. Pioneers moving up. Trying to secure, and rockets going in against the sniper and the pack. Sniper close, getting it. Pack though gets cleared out. The crew dying in explosive fire. And he's pushing up, and what the Volksgrenadiers are hiding in the house. Clearly shell shock. They cannot handle the stress anymore. And Scandinavicthreat's Shermans are definitely doing quite a work. And the veterans won over here. The veteran Sherman with 15 infantry kills. He could get a Panzer IV now. He could get it. He probably also should get it. And there we go. Panzerkampfwagenfear called in from the 2nd SS to provide some backup for the 326th Infantry Division. Caught in the muck of everything. And the Volksgrenadiers can't pick up that Panzerschreck. There we go. The Panzerschreck might be picked up by the Grenadiers. And there we go. Secure. Veterans 1 for another Sherman. This Sherman getting pushed away. Grenadiers need to be careful, and they need to be careful. Grenadier down, fires off a Panzer connect, and there we go, the Panzer IV is ready. And more rockets being deployed here. Packs are in the line of fire. And the ground is getting scorched rather brutally. And he is hiding in the old barn. Medics pulling in the wounded, but seems to be getting ignored. Oh, never mind. Grenades now out. But the Grenadiers quickly dodge that and run back in again. Panzer IV moves in. Sherman moves in and comes directly under fire from the Panzer IV, and the pack could go down. And there we go, Allied War Machine is up, so it's quickly recovered, but nonetheless a kill for the Germans. Panzer IV takes quite a bit of damage. Rifleman losing a man and dropping a Panzerschreck. No, not the Panzerschreck, but the BAR, because they can't actually carry it. And he has finally pushed off from the west. Browning automatics up, by the way, actually didn't notice that. And another Pioneer unit out. Again, not a lot of usage of defensive overall. Which is a bit pointless in getting defensive, you're not going to use it. In which the question becomes if you wouldn't have been served better with another doctrine. Oh, Volkswagen's getting absolutely blasted to bits amongst the boxes they'd hidden between. And down to one Grenadier squad. Medics moving in, sniper moving out. Sense of victory point being the only thing held. And 2 bunkers have gone down. 2 repair bunkers up for MartinLewisCocktail. Rifleman getting sniped. And another grenade goes off. A grenade goes off in return. And the Shermans have been upgunned, giving them 76mm guns. Another Grenadier squad out. Should have a good chance against the Panzer IVs. And should in fact prove to be quite the problem. Pioneers here coming quickly under fire. Suffering quite brutally as one is flown into the sky. Panzer IV moves in. Rockets going in here against the right hand side. Rifleman getting blasted. Pack decrewed. Sticky bomb on the Panzer IV. Oh, Rifleman getting sniped, getting shot at, dropping behind a Panzerschreck. Now the pack opens up on the Panzer IV. Gets to show on the way for the infantry. Another pack on the way. And the Sherman's moving in. Pack turns about though. Panzer IV almost down, but there are lots of Pioneers repairing it, and the Sherman is in fact pulling away. Although one Pioneer bites the dust right there. And the Sherman actually goes out of control, and repair Pioneer actually gets picked up. But the pack gets decrewed. Again and again. Not really a good choice against all of those. Calliope's out by now. Or at least that one, but I think. Although it is keeping Scandinavicthreat at the bay at the moment. He's actually a bit depleted. So it looks like the Wehrmacht, the French 26, are finally making a bit of a comeback. Another Calliope barrage right on the sniper. Oh, and something went down with the BAR problems with Grenadiers. Yup. So that's another infantry squad gone. Again, very, very heavy losses for the 326th Infantry Division. At least one company will be very, very low on men. Sherman moves up here, opens up nicely on the Grenadiers. Flamethrowers moving in. Medics pulling in the wounded. MG opens up. Panzer IV rushes in. And another rocket barrage. Right against the precision right here. Pioneers getting blasted to bits. Quite fine bits even. Looks like this pack, which was trying to clear out the German panzers, got knocked out, and a second Calliope has arrived to support the 3rd Armoured. Calliopes, though, did not actually fight in Normandy. They came on much later, around the same time as the Pershing, in fact.
We're losing ground out there.
So that is something to remember. And certainly they could perhaps have considered some alternatives like the Sherman Jumbo, although okay, that also was a bit later than Normandy, was still closer. And I suppose there was also a Sherman with a howitzer instead of a flamethrower, for example. I mean, there were quite a few options, actually, since the Sherman wells were making a lot of variants. Grenadiers here, though, fighting veterancy free for the riflemen. Oh, the others are in considerably less good condition. And another squad gone, and another Calliope barrage. Firing away, blowing up buildings, men and bocage alike.
Sector being captured.
Quite devastating.
Under fire.
The Germans are holding on quite nicely after getting that Panzer IV. The Panzer were actually holding up, despite everything being launched against it, probably thanks largely to these 2 repair bunkers. MD-42 pushed away. He's actually gone Veterancy 2 for support units as well. I would have figured perhaps support Veterancy 2 for the Panzers might have been a deal, or perhaps some more Panzers. I mean, there's not so much support units at the moment that really warrants it being number 2. I mean, yeah, there's the Pioneers, but even then, perhaps, you know, more armor rather than spending all that fuel on, say, some Veterancy 2 for your Pioneers and your MD-42. And the sniper doesn't even actually really benefit from it, so I mean, that would at least be my thought. You know, perhaps the 2nd Panzer IV would benefit, but then this one is actually getting outgunned by this Veterancy 2 Sherman with an upgun, meaning, of course, it will have a much better chance of penetrating the Panzer IV than the Panzer was of penetrating it. Rockets launched towards here. Grenadiers, and there we go. Grenadiers and Engineers fighting. Grenades lobbed. Engineers shot. Almost another Grenadier squad out of the medic bunker.
Losing ground out there.
Quite a bit of pressure being leveled against the Germans. They are holding on, dug in amongst the trees. Mostly the craters, though. And Riflemen with a Panzerschreck move out again. The Panzerschreck. And this pack is uncovered and, well, cleared out. More rockets, lots of artillery. Quite intense amount of artillery, in fact. Of course, in Company News 2, we will have the Katyusha and the Panzerwerfer to deliver rockets for us. 64 kills! Oh, he finally went down, but still 64 kills on a sniper! Blimey, talk about Stolstener. Sean, talk about a hero, an ace. He definitely has contributed much to the war effort. But I can also imagine our American opponent will be quite happy to see him dead. Flamethrower Pioneers moving in. Versus Veteran 3, in which case the Veteran 2 will be pretty much pointless. There we go, 1 is quickly dead. Veteran 3 is quite nasty. Increases damage done by the Riflemen considerably. And the Pioneer squad catches on fire. Panzer IV moves in. MD holds things up here. Riflemen pinned. And others are retreating. And there we go. High explosive shell flies across the ground, blasting Harold, Lewis, and another poor bastard gets killed by the medic, though gets cleared out. And here's good support, equipped with a BAR as well, and sticky bomb on the Panzer IV, though again with all the repair Pioneers, the damage will be pretty short. And could be that Scandinavicthreat and the 3rd Armoured are saving up for the Pershing. Command point wise and manpower wise. Not much, of course, to go for in the Armoured Doctrine.
losing ground out there.
Way to go, engineers. We'll hold the point.
A bit quiet. Anti-tank recruit by the riflemen. And the riflemen moving in. Oh, Pantrick hits. But they do get a bit killed in return. More rockets. Veterans run for this one. Veterans do nothing for that one. Sticky bomb. Recruiting the pack with the pioneer squad.
Infantry squad lost.
Attacking our battery.
And another unit lost. The pack quickly gets sorted out by the new sniper.
They're hitting one of our forward.
Rockets flying.
Trying to take our territory.
Map hack? No, not really. There's something where I can actually click, sort of like here, except it says sniper attack, and then you can actually follow it. It's a pretty common trick used by more veteran players when it comes to dealing with snipers. Makes it a lot easier to keep track of them. Oh, and finally, the observation post here goes out of control, but he's got enough fuel to last him a lifetime. Already so another fight. Right here, though, getting absolutely murdered. He could lose a veteran-free squad. That would be horrific for the Americans. Down to one man.
Heavy armor force.
Will he make it back? Oh, damn nice there for the Americans. Less so for the Germans. But they are still holding on to most of the map. But they are also suffering greatly while doing so. Sniper moves up. Rifleman sniped. And sniper runs off. I mean, there you go. Unit snipe. And then you can usually see where the sniper is. It's a pretty simple trick. Nothing special about it. And very useful when it comes to dealing with snipers.
Listen up, rifle squad.
Grenadiers holding the Sherman there at bay. Veterans 221 kills. 16 kills though for the Panzer IV. Pioneers here getting assaulted by veterans infantry riflemen again. They need to retreat. Down to one man again. Medics pulling in the wounded. Grenadier squad reformed. Another barrage of Calliope rockets. Blowing up the ground. Killing Grenadiers standing anywhere near. Getting them suppressed even. It looks like they survive. Pioneer Grenadier assault pushing in. Assaulting the riflemen. Burning them up. Panzer IV moves in from the flank. Goes in for the Calliope. And we are very, very close to Pershing. He just needs a bit more territory. Something that gives him a bit more population. And there we go. The Pershing can be summoned. Called in from reserve. And there we go. Pershing arrives. And the Panzer IV needs to get out of there. Just move it, Martin Lewis. Just move it. Schnell. Quick Zug. And there we go. Another rocket barrage unleashed. More rockets flying in. The Panzer IV caught right in the middle of everything. He needs to pull back to the safety of the repair bunkers. Pack providing support, but again the Panzer IV just needs to move further and further back. He cannot survive against the Pershing, and there we go. Good night. Absolute waste right there of the Panzer IV. Grenadiers inside the barn getting shattered as high explosive shells fly through and explode inside. Well, looks like it's not entirely empty. Someone's been storing wood in there. Firewood most likely, and he's getting inside again. He's going to lose a Grenadier squad again. Pack moving in and cleared out. Some flamethrower pioneers now trying to sort it out. Burning away the riflemen. Still no attempt at really something like, you know, getting some rocket artillery. I mean, had he not been spending so much on the pioneers with also munitions, he could have, and now of course used the command point, right? He probably could have called in a rocket barrage on the Pershing or anything else, sorting that out. Veterans free Sherman, 24 kills. The veterancy 3 on the Shermans actually gives them a damage bonus. And registered artillery arriving over here quite late to find him using something of his doctrines. Still, 25% damage bonus actually means the Sherman does about the same amount of damage as a... I believe it's actually the Tiger. It might be the Panther. Either way, it does alright now in terms of damage. Plus, of course, it also has a decent penetration, particularly with the up gun. Plus, of course, also note the damage bonus also applies to the 50 caliber, so that's going to be even meaner now. Catching some pioneers, veterans. Why are you pouring so many resources into support? I mean, I can guess it's a sniper, but even then, wouldn't some armor help you a bit more? Wouldn't some Panthers, some more Panzer Force help you more against the Pershing rather than veterancy 3 snipers, which can fire a bit faster veterancy 3? You're talking a 40% bonus. Another rifleman down. Pack cleared out again. We do see 4 Grenadier squads all in all now for the 326th Infantry. So I mean they do have a nice presence now in the field, but even then against the Pershing and the Calliopes. Question is, shouldn't they not have been relying more on armor? And now of course those 2 repair bunkers are pretty much pointless, and he doesn't have anything for them to repair. Right here though, in front of the barn, getting shot up by the Grenadiers. And a BAR helped by them clearly. Even a Panzerschreck creating a small fortified house, but for how long? As rockets rain down, killing Germans. 2 men died, and looks like a Panzerschreck flew out the window. That sort of looks, oh dear, I shouldn't have had so much schnapps.
Grenadiers, weapon check. Yes, Kamerad.
And he's down to 1 pack in a pretty poor condition as well. Not really doing well for him overall. Sherman repaired. Pershing. Calliopes. 1 veterancy 3, 1 veterancy 2. I mean, they're going to be firing pretty fast. And he's going to recruit another pack with pioneers. He's just wasting a lot of manpower on that. He's moving in the packs rather interestingly. Damaged engine on the Calliope, but it quickly makes an escape. Register artillery going in here, I suppose. Yes. Well, a bit too quickly. And again, question becomes, wouldn't rocket artillery have been a better choice? Pershing pulls into all of the artillery, and there goes German flanking the packs. 1 crew cleared out, and it is caught out in the open by the Sherman. And another Calliope barrage right on the pack, destroying it, killing the crew. Grenadiers caught out in the storm as well are brutalized. And I wonder what died in here.
They're losing territory.
I have no idea. Could be some pioneers though, by the looks of things. Sherman moves in though, unleashing hell upon the Germans. 30 kills. Grenadiers hold up inside the building. Pack another one recruit. Grenadiers survive quite nicely, but the building itself is damaged. More rockets. Lots more rockets. Lots of artillery. Barn suffering. Not really the safest place to be by now, to be honest. And the sniper hiding in the other barn, firing away quite viciously fast. Flamethrowers moving in. Sniper misses, it seems. More sniper fire. The pioneers pushing away the riflemen. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He's quite intent on moving in, but he needs larger force that can actually survive a bit. He's not, instead he's just wasting troops on packs. There we go, another pack rendered inoperable. We are seeing now Scandinavicthreat moving in to wreck that. And they'd perhaps not been spending all those manpower and pioneers on those anti-tank, and of course again, you might also now have resources for the Panther, which could have helped a bit. Still more Panzerschrecks. but also more rockets from the Calliope as they fire endless barrages at the Germans. And this building is going to collapse any minute now. And oh, the round flies right through the building, right through the nice hall there, and blows up Heinz just as he escapes the building, and it collapses. Quite a bit of debris everywhere, and the center is pretty much a moon crater landscape. At least getting a new pack. Again, I imagine we'd go for a Panther. That might have a slightly higher chance of surviving everything. Bit speeding up, veteran 2 for the Pershing. Sherman pulling back. Heavily damaged, 35 kills though. 36. Quite the ace there. Pershing heavily damaged though. 11 kills, Grenadiers are moving in. More rockets. Grenadiers almost dead. Down to one man, and the Pershing goes down. Well, this one survives. And more rockets. Just so many rockets. So many Grenadiers dead. So many Panzerjets dropped. Another radius artillery barrage, again going to imagine here. Another mortar barrage flying in from above. Doing absolutely nothing.
Americans are seizing territory from us.
Rifleman suffering lightly. Sniper still there. 27 kills. MG hitting up, but he's going to lose that sniper. I'm pretty confident of that. Nope. He actually managed to escape. So my confidence was misplaced. He actually moves in the Calliope pretty aggressively. Might have been a misclick there. The medic bunker is gone, but the repair bunkers are still there, and they are still not really achieving any function at the moment, so bit of a waste there. But he could get a Panther now. He could get a Panther now. MartinLewisCocktail, you can get yourself a Panther now. And he is trying to knock it out. 2 Panzerjets. Tank Hunter team desperately trying to avenge all the comrades laid low by this Sherman and its crew. And there we go, the Panther is on the way, Panzerkampfwagen 5 on the way from the 2nd SS Panzerdivision. But a bit of a wrestle there, it looked nice for MartinLewisCocktail, but now he is on the back foot. Rather than coming out intense fire.
Enemy has 100 points and counting down.
Less than 100 points for MartinLewisCocktail, and the 326th Infantry Division grenade goes off, clearing out the MG42. Gunner left dead on the MG. And he just quickly push him off.
Casualties
To
being
re-secure it. And finally something died over here. Looks like a rifleman squad bit the dust. And he's actually lost the Veterancy 3 squad. Oh, that's terrible. But another Pershing gets called in.
losing ground out there.
38 kills in one of the Calliopes. Pershing taking a bit of damage. And there we go. The Panzerkampfwagen 5 is out. Panzer. The last hope of the 326th. But will it be enough against the Pershing, which does enjoy benefits from the upgunned upgrade? And of course there's also the Veterancy 3 Sherman, which could provide quite a bit of firepower in the fight against the Panther. Sniper gets another kill. 36 kills. Though still not 62 like the other. 37. Down to one rifleman and dead. The sniper definitely doing his work. Sherman moves in. Gets a bit exposed by the Grenadiers. And there are the dual ones. Speeding things up a bit. Quite the long fight.
Enemy unit down.
Another unit down. Grenadiers fighting amongst the ruins of the little farmstead.
Casualties being reported.
And another squad down. Lost to the Grenadiers.
Front lines are collapsing.
The rifleman here did not survive, it seems. But the Panther moves in, although in this case clearly outgunned. No support. Why he did not support the Grenadiers is a bit beyond me. And already down to less than half health. Of course, there are the repair bunkers. Of course, it's quickly going to get serviced and put back on the fight. And in fact, the pioneer or the mechanics during the whole fighting in Normandy were quite effective. In fact, they were so good at getting back damaged panzers or recovering lost ones that they actually received an Iron Cross. Or at least the SS ones did. Panther, though, getting assaulted from both sides. Pershing from one side, Sherman from the other. Grenadiers are rushing in. Hiding in the repair bunker. And another Calliope barrage flies in. Panther pushed back, heavy damage.
Unit down.
And goes to... Oh, and he lost the Grenadier squad with a dual Panzerx leading behind both. This is just insane, the sort of losses going on both sides. Main gun destroyed on the Sherman. 46 kills though. MG almost down. Panther also quite damaged. And the snipers... Nope, that's a new one, so he lost another sniper. Then he is trying to get the Sherman. Another Sherman though is rolling out. And that Panther could go down any minute now, but Panzerx are flying in.
We're at 100 points.
Pioneer dies as he desperately tries to repair the Panther. Main gun destroyed on the Pershing. The Panther survives. That was awfully close. But the front line has still more or less collapsed. And both Calibes are veterancy free. Sniper doing what he can to get the rifle, but he is pushed back. And one hell of a barrage is unleashed, sending in the direction of the Panther, but it has moved. On the other hand, the sniper might have to run through that. No, it just ends just as he arrives. That was definitely rather close. Engineers being trained, engineers moving up to the Sherman. Points are largely equal, but less than 100 for both sides. 3rd Armoured and 326th Infantry Division. And another Pershing. I wonder how many Pershings have been lost in this fight. Probably more than ever fought in World War II, in fact.
Engineer unit lost.
Engineer unit died. The Grenadiers rushing in right into the line of fire.
We're losing a fuel sector.
More rockets. More armor. And another Panther. Oh wait, that's the same one actually, never mind. Silly Dane. It hadn't been lost. On the other hand, it hadn't really done any damage either. So of course it was easy to mistake it for a new one. It will of course be interesting to see what sort of things will happen with the veterans in coming years too, in particular since the Germans of course know how to earn it themselves. And we are seeing artillery going in. And rockets everywhere. Sherman down, engineers suffering. They're all pinned, but the veterans of Fleet Sherman survives. In fact, without a scratch. Although probably a lot of American blood splattered on the sides. And something stuck in it as well. Sniper moves in, engineers. Only one man makes it out of that. 52 kills on the Sherman. That's a goddamn platoon, if not two. Half a company at the very least. And the Pershing gets the Panther. Victory points are ticking down though. Pioneers are getting murdered. Another Sherman out. Been some time since we've seen that many Shermans in a fight. And not a single tank destroyer, mind you. Perhaps acting out a bit. Let's just speed through this then. And yeah, this is pretty much GG though. Game over for MartinLewisCocktail and the 326th. Flaps is acting up, so let's just conclude it right here. We are pretty much at the end anyways. Anyways, game over. Rather interesting fight. We're going just to keep it here, so well, completely. But nonetheless, I mean, we saw a lot of interesting things. We saw not very strong Wehrmacht start, partly because of a lack of early infantry or lack of any MGs. So basically, he overall had a force that couldn't project much, be surrounded rather easily. Allowed Scandinavicthreat to contain it quite nicely in the longer run as well. We also, of course, a sniper doing a lot of damage, but ultimately not enough to stop the Americans. We saw a nice pulled off armor push right initially, though of course the rush didn't quite succeed, but in the longer run of course it did a lot of damage and certainly made a lot of difficulty for MartinLewisCocktail to sort of do anything. And he probably reacted in not quite the right way with Patrick's. He probably should have gone for more packs. That came much later though, and by that stage there were Calliope to deal with the packs. He should either have gone for the Sturm Armory earlier, or he should, well, just stuck for the Panzer Command, but even then, he never quite really used it. He spent a lot of resources elsewhere, resources which were ultimately wasted, stuff like veterancy for the support units, when again he should have had more Panzers on the field, and again I think that sort of lack of Panzers ultimately hurt him the most. And probably also the fact that he went for defensive and a defensive doctrine he never used. I mean, if you're going for a doctrine, use it. Use it for heaven's sake. Don't just not use any of the abilities really. That was pointless. And probably also hurt MartinLewisCocktail greatly, whereas of course we saw some usage of it, quite some usage from Scandinavicthreat. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own or provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane.